You're to be dressed appropriately, not driving. Your video has to be on, but your audio may be on mute. And please make sure also that you are located where there is sufficient lighting for us to see you. Darius Walthall, we cannot see you, so please make sure. And when we begin, if you start moving around, I will tell you to stop moving around because it's very distracting when you are appearing via Zoom. This is the misdemeanor ORCA calendar with the State Court of Fulton County for May 3rd, 2024 at 1:30 p.m. 1:30 p.m. For those of you who are appearing via Zoom, we're going to be addressing your cases accordingly. For those of you who are appearing in the courtroom, when you hear your name called, please stand up and listen to the court's announcement. If you're a defendant appearing either via Zoom or in the courtroom, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you choose to say in open court about the circumstances of your case, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one would be appointed to represent you. At this juncture, considering we are at a final plea calendar or a show cause calendar, I hope that all defendants have already been either assigned a public defense counsel or that you have hired one, or upon thinking about your case, you've decided to waive your right to counsel and represent yourself. So I'm going to do a brief calendar call that is a roll call to see who is present, and then we will proceed with the status of the cases. If you're on Zoom and you hear your name called, please unmute and indicate that you are present. Again, a WOMAC and iPhone, you have to have your video on, but keep it on mute. All right, a WOMAC. All right. And if you know how to change the name on your screen, please do so with indicating your full name as it appears on the pleadings. First, I'm going to address my show cause calendar that's scheduled for 1:30 p.m. These are cases in which most likely the individuals didn't appear at a prior calendar. There are folks just walking around, so I don't know if they're supposed to be coming in here. All right. Anyways, either didn't show up for a prior calendar or they have appeared today to show cause as to why the court should not undertake certain action. So if you hear your name called, please stand up, or if you're on Zoom, please unmute and let me know that you're present. Dennis Eric Grant.
Your Honor, Mr. Grant is present
Okay.
in the courtroom. I would just announce pretrial on this case.
Okay. So Grant, your attorney, Ms. Sarah Rosenhover, or are you covering for Catrice Ellen? All right. Catrice Ellen then? Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, your attorney is going to be Catrice Helen, but right now Ms. Rosenhuber is covering her calendar, so she's going to discuss your case with the prosecutor. Please have a seat. Blake Alexander Sievers. Blake Alexander Sievers, attorney Julie Hawley.
Your Honor, Ms. Holly is in our office, Judge. It was transferred to ORCA. We've not had any contact
All right.
with Steve Sievers.
Well, hopefully he'll show up at the next calendar call this afternoon. Alan Walker.
Your Honor, that is my case. Mr. Walker was in diversion. I finally got proof that he paid and completed the certificate. I emailed it this morning to the young lady, Ms. Crawford, I think she's in charge of the diversion, and Ms. Githea, just to confirm. So that's where we're at, Judge. I thought he would be here, Judge, but I'll follow up with the state to confirm that he did comply.
Ms. Githea, any announcement?
I'm looking into it now, Your Honor.
Okay, question mark.
Thank you, Judge.
Jakari Wilcox.
Good afternoon, Judge. Steve Cowan, Mr. Wilcox. He's on Zoom. And
Where is he?
Jakari,
Steve Wilcox.
I just spoke to him. He was in.
What does he look like?
Your guess is good as mine, Judge.
Okay. He's not. If you want to step out and find out where he is. Mr. Glanville, do we have Mr. Wilcox in the waiting room?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Put a question mark right there, sir.
And Judge, I also left Ms. Githier, well, communicated with Ms. Githier and with Ms. Cassidakis, if she got my message. I think this is a case we can dispose of today, and I'll explain that.
Crossing fingers and toes, sir. Thank you. All right. The next calendar I am going to address is what we call our final plea calendar. These are cases in which individuals should have already been represented by counsel. You've already discussed the matter either directly with the prosecutor or with your counsel with regards to a recommendation from the state. And if you're ready, you should have your plea paperwork all filled out and signed for the court to address. Position 1, Michael Davis has been null pros, so no one should appear for that case. Michael Davis, your case has been dismissed. You're free to go. Luis Escobar, positions 2, 3, and 4. Luis Escobar Riviera.
He's here, Judge, pretrial. I'm actually gonna be handling it, even though it's someone else's
Right.
name on there.
Chaka Dion Foreman. All
Judge,
right, who's your attorney?
that'll be me, Judge. I'll be handling this for Miss Helen today.
Okay.
If we could just pre-try it and report back.
Okay. Position 6, Quintavious Gates. We've got a leave of absence. Is there a Quintavious Gates on Zoom or in the courtroom? No? Okay. That case is going to be reset for the final plea calendar on June 7th at 1:30 p.m. pursuant to counsel's leave of absence. Position 7, Alexis Gibson. Alexis Gibson.
Is Miss Gibson present? Judge, if we could hold so I can try to reach her. This is one of Miss Helen's cases.
All right. Position 8, Richard Graham. Richard
Here.
Graham.
On Zoom, here.
All right, let's go ahead and change his name. Mr. Graham, who's your attorney?
I'm his attorney, Your Honor, Brandon Rosenblum.
Yes, sir. And how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I've just provided a bunch of exculpatory information to the state. Apparently, her predecessors didn't pass it on to her, so I don't know if the state needs more time to go through all that.
Ms. Cassidakis, have you?
Ms. Gutierrez,
That
please.
is-
Oh, Ms.
that is
Gutierrez,
mine,
sorry.
Honor. That is mine, Your Honor. Yes, what he provided a voluminous amount of information that I just received a few minutes ago, and it's gonna be too much for me to even look at right now.
All right, are we going to reset this for trial?
We
Uh,
put in a trial calendar and try to get it resolved short of trial.
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to issue a case management order. Trial date is July 9th, 2024. All parties are expected to appear in person.
Your Honor, I have a leave of absence filed for that time, for the 9th to the 18th.
What is the leave of absence based on?
Prepaid vacation.
Okay,
It's my 50th birthday along with my wife's 50th
Aw.
birthday. And you met my
Well.
wife and we don't argue with her.
okay. I'm going to reset it for, how's it look for August 2nd at 9 a.m.?
That's fine, Your Honor. We can get it
Okay.
resolved ahead of
This
time.
is the next final plea calendar, and both you and Mr. Graham are expected to appear in person.
In person. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So it's August 2nd at 9 a.m. in person.
Mr.
And that
Graham,
will give the state adequate time to go over this information, and then y'all can announce that time. All right, anything else, Mr. Rosenblum?
nothing, Your Honor. Mr. Graham, you're free to go and I'll reach out to you after this calendar is over.
All right, happy birthday, Mr. Rosen. You don't look a day over 40, so
Very sweet.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Crystal Hernandez.
Good afternoon, Judge. Mike Pugliese for Ms. Fernandez. She's present in the courtroom. Judge, if I can have a moment to speak with Ms. Githier, she has my phone number at her convenience, at your convenience. We might resolve it today.
All right, sir. Um. Xiao Yang Huang. Xiao Yang Huang.
Yes, good
It's on
afternoon,
Zoom.
Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
All
Your
right,
Honor.
Mr. Huang?
I'm
And
covering
Miss-
the case for Mr. Barber.
Yes, Mr. Rosenblum is here for Mr. Barber. And
Yes.
how are we proceeding, Mr. Rosenblum?
At this time, we'll maintain a not guilty plea and ask that it be set for trial. And we'll continue to work with the state.
All right, since now, does Mr. Barber have a conflict for July 9th?
You better not.
Okay, so it's set for trial on July 9th at 9 a.m. We will issue a case management order. And Mr. Wong, you will have to appear in court physically, in person, on July 9th at 9 a.m. prepared for trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, see you then. Thank you. You're both free to go. Anthony Johnson? Anthony Johnson? This Mr. Did she have a leave of absence?
Your Honor, this matter.
Oh, we reset it.
Before Judge Morrow yesterday.
Okay. All right, this case, so the plea's over?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
this case is closed up pursuant to a plea. Jamila Maga? Ms. McLeod?
Judge, good afternoon.
Hi, fine, thank you.
I'm standing on message on behalf of Mr. Benchita. If we can just hold it so I can speak with Ms. Maga.
Oh, okay, I've got Maureen McLeod as attorney of counsel. What's your name, sir?
My name is Attorney Olaloye. Mr. Benchita is actually the attorney on record. I'm standing in on. his
Okay,
behalf.
Ben Shia. Okay, and you want a pre-trial?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And that's for positions 12 and 13. Position 14, Jasmine Mason. Jasmine Mason. Okay. What's your lawyer's name? All right, we'll wait. Bernard Mitchell,
Your Honor, Ms.
he's present?
Okay, great.
Mr. Speaker,
Sure.
it's my third appearance. and I
Well,
haven't talked-
welcome.
I haven't talked to. First, I don't know who they are.
All right, right now you're going to speak to Mr. Haddad. Mhm.
Pre-trial, Judge.
All right, sir. Jasper Perry, middle name Antonio. Jasper Antonio Perry. All right. If you'll hear your name called, just say yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. Mr. Perry, your attorney is Kirby Clements.
Talked to him, he said he was in traffic. So he-
All right, attorney on the way. Position 17. Brian Robinson. All right, Mr. Robinson is present. Who's your attorney, Mr. Robinson?
Judge Sean McElhenney on behalf of Mr. Robinson. I'm appearing via Zoom.
All
We've
right,
already
sir.
we have a negotiation in this case. It's going to be a plea to a first lifetime DUI, and he's present, Judge, just because we wanted him to be able to be there and secure the certificate of first offense that we're going to be asking the court for.
All right,
during
question
wait.
number 2. Has he got the paperwork with him that he was supposed to have reviewed and signed?
We've gone over the paperwork and all and such, Judge. I don't think he has a physical copy of it there, so I was going to see if the court could provide it to him and he'll be able to sign that, and I'm going to give the court permission.
When did y'all complete it and send it after it was docu-signed?
We have not done a DocuSign, Judge. We had a negotiation on the last, an offer on the last occasion, but I don't have any paperwork via.
Okay.
So I can do the paperwork right now, Judge.
All right, Mr. Robinson, you'll have to wait until the prosecutor has drafted the documents, then emailed it to your attorney, and then you and your attorney have to step outside and go over the paperwork. And then once that's done, then we'll have a plea hearing.
That's
All right.
great, Judge. Thank you.
All right, Mr. McElhenney, if you would please put your email in the chat to Miss Georgia Kassidakis.
I
She
can do
has-
it. Thank you, Judge.
Are you on the Zoom, Miss Kassidakis?
Logging in now, Judge.
Okay, as soon as she logs in, you can send the chat information.
Thank you.
I already have his information, Sean at MS. Yeah, I have your
Oh,
information.
if you have it, you can send it to him. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Jacqueline Robinson, position 18.
Judge, Attorney David Riggs here for Attorney Fortis. We're here. We filed a motion to withdraw in this case.
Jacqueline Robinson? Do you have a proposed order, sir?
Let me look and see.
All right. Jacqueline Robinson, are you on Zoom? Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all plan to move around while on Zoom, could you please stop your video because it's very distracting on the screen. Thank you. Jacqueline Robinson is not present. The motion to withdraw as counsel of record for Jacqueline Robinson is granted. And just let me know if you have a proposed order.
Judge.
Brooke Sampson?
Yes.
Pre-trial, Judge.
All right.
Judge, I was under the, I thought Attorney Fortis represented Brooke Sampson.
Oh.
Is there not an entry under Attorney Fortis' name on that?
For Jacqueline Robinson?
No, Brooke Sampson.
Brooke Sampson is Karen Shelley. It's a PD's office. Did she retain y'all as well?
There's a file for it.
Miss Sampson, where are you? Come forward this way so I can see you. Okay, please stop. Did you hire the law firm of Scott Fortis? Okay, so the PD's office can withdraw.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, let's put down Scott for pre-trial. Okay. Brian Scott, position 20. Mr. Scott is present.
Pre-trial, Judge.
All right.
I have not talked to nobody.
All right, so you are going to speak to Mr. Haddad, whose hand is still right there. All right, this is position 20, pre-trial. Peter Antonio Seeley, is that you? All right, Mr. Seeley is present. Mr. Haddad,
Same announcement.
all
Pre-trial,
right,
Judge.
pre-trial. Position 22, Warren Solomon is reset to June 7th at 1:30 p.m. Hopefully in person. All right. Position 23, John Stiles.
Judge, this is Miss Helen's case. Is Mr. Stiles present?
Judge, actually, Mr. Stiles looks like he's in Fulton County Jail, Judge.
All right.
Assuming that's the same date of birth.
I've got 1975.
So he's in custody, Judge. We'll try and set him up with Mr. Jordan for SAP calendar, Judge.
All right.
Thank you.
John Stiles is reset for SAP on, is it a felony or misdemeanor?
He's in custody on a felony, Judge.
All right. What's that?
This is the motion.
No, I don't need that. Here it is. Yeah, thank you. All right, it's reset for the SAP calendar on May, what's next Thursday? Is it the 9th? Yeah. May 9th at 9 a.m. Unless, of course, he bonds out, then we're back to square one.
Sure,
Okay.
Judge. So he does not have a bond, so unless he has a bond hearing between now and the 9th.
All right. 24, Kenyatta Taylor.
That's my case as well, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Kenyatta Taylor.
Yes, Zoom.
Okay, let's go ahead and rename that screen to Kenyatta Taylor. Yes, Mr. Rosenblum, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we're maintaining a not guilty plea on this case as well. It has to be placed on the August 2nd calendar because of my leave.
Right. August 2nd is the final plea calendar, though. It's not a jury trial calendar, so I want
Understood.
you to keep that in mind, okay? I'm just giving you all another opportunity to come back to court. And then once we get our jury trial dates for that, I can give that to you. So
Yeah.
August 2nd at 9 a.m. And this is an in-person proceeding. So you all need to appear, not Zoom, but in person. All right, Mr. Taylor, you got that?
Yes,
All right, you are free to go.
And
thank
that
you.
concludes my business for today, Your Honor. May be excused.
Yes, Mr. Rosenblum? Enjoy your vacation.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Position 25, I have Jalecki Turner, Mr. Bill Toller. Jalecki Turner.
Oh, my notes say it's been reset to August 2nd, Judge.
Okay, so this is reset to August 2nd, 2024. Thank you. Kadarius Walt Hall. Kadarius Walt Hall.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Maureen McLeod here for Mr. Walpole.
All right. Mr. Walt Hall is present, although he doesn't know how to use his audio button. But okay, thank you. And are we ready to proceed with the plea, Ms. McLeod?
No, Your Honor. My client has informed me that this is going to be a trial.
Okay. Case is set for July 9th at 9 a.m. You're not the Olympics, are you?
No. Your
Okay.
Honor.
And a case management order will issue, and both you and Mr. Walt Hall will need to be in court in person.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Walt Hall, you're free to go. Don't forget to come back on July 9th. Position
Okay.
27, Aria Womack. Aria Womack.
Judge, the attorney is here and she signed. the
Hey there,
plea form.
sorry about that. I'm back.
Yeah.
Judge, we
Hi, I'm
completed,
Brenda.
although just recently, sent in just now, our DocuSign, but I couldn't change, there was a 2023 date on that.
Oh, I
And
can
Judge,
change
we'll
that.
stand down
Yeah,
here for a second.
that's an
Okay.
IT flaw. I can change that.
Okay, could we do that today, Judge, at the court's pleasure?
Definitely. As soon as we get the plea paperwork, we will address plea. Miss Aria Womack will need to figure out how to switch on her video.
Okay.
Womack.
All right.
DocuSign.
Are there any defense counsel or defendants on Zoom whose name has not been called? Any defendants or defense counsel on Zoom whose name was not called? Okay. Are there any defendants or defense counsel in the courtroom whose name was not called? Please stand up. All right, good. We are all set then.
May I make an announcement of Mr. Wilcox?
Miss Wilcox. Yes, sir. And
Number.
was that the show cause calendar?
That was FTA calendar, yes.
Okay, position for.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Judge, when I spoke to him and he sent me a screenshot, he has a message on his screen saying the host will admit him.
Mr. I hope he's at the right Zoom link.
Well, I asked him that. I've got the Zoom number in case.
I'm looking in the waiting room. He's not there.
All right. The Zoom link number ends with 3591.
This is the wrong one then, Judge.
All right. Hmm?
This position 4, correct?
Yeah.
That's been transferred to the
Because I
DA's
have-
office.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I have an order that says order to transfer to Superior Court.
It's with the DA's cases.
But he still needs to show up.
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, so let me see. So as soon as he gets a Zoom link, we'll be able to give him a status of his case.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, so we are going to address a plea for positions 17 and 27 as soon as we get the documents. Private counsel wants to pre-try positions 9, 12, and 29. Ms. Kassadakis, you have 9 and 12?
Yes, Judge, I have 12 through the end.
Oh, 12 through the end, okay. So you'll be pre-trying position 12 with
Yes.
I think that was with Mr. Benshia. Is he still here?
Okay.
Oh, there you are, okay. All right, Mr. Benshia, right? Ole, okay. Sorry, so you are going to speak with Ms. Kassadakis now? And then after that, Ms. Kassadakis will be position 19 with Mr. Rigby, who's here for Mr. Fortis. Okay.
And then I'll do the plea form for 17 now. And the attorney for Womack signed the plea form, so the DocuSign.
I,
If you have it, that'll be great, then I can start the plea hearing. Okay. Miss Githia, you're gonna be in a breakout with position 9. And that's with Michael Hughless.
But please, Judge, she has my
Okay.
cell phone, I believe.
Oh,
okay, I'll give him a call now.
all right. If you'd like to step outside, sir, she'll be giving you a call.
Thank you, Judge.
Mhm.
Judge, I do have an order for the Robinson case.
I think I just signed it.
Okay.
Would you like a signed copy of it?
Sure.
I made you a copy.
Okay.
Yeah, for your record. Okay, I just got it. Okay. I'm looking at that. Okay, if not, I can bring it up. Yeah, no, okay. Let me just.
Miss Rockwell and Aria Womack.
Yes, Judge.
All right, I'm ready with the plea for your client's case.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
And Judge, she's not driving, she's just in her car.
Yeah, I can sometimes tell, sometimes I can't tell, but this one,
Okay.
he's a
All right.
passenger, right?
I think I didn't ask that. I just asked her if they were pulled over and she
Okay.
said yes, so.
Okay.
I'm in the passenger seat.
Okay. This is gonna be Miss Githia or Miss
fine, Your Honor.
Krestakis? Okay. So we are addressing position 2721 CR 0000391F. Aria Denisha Womack accused of 6 misdemeanor offenses stemming from a traffic incident driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, a violation of the divided highway or control access road, failure to turn headlights on, reckless driving, driving under the influence of alcohol per se, and misdemeanor possession of marijuana from a July 23rd, 2019 incident in Fulton County, Georgia. So I gather we are going to null pros some of the charges.
Yes, Judge.
And which ones were null pros?
So the only charge the state is proceeding on is a DUI per se. The less safe will merge. And everything else will be null pros.
Are you sure? Because I think the paperwork was the less safe we were going forward with.
It's DUI per se on the paperwork, 12 months probation, serve 1 day.
It's the.
It says right down there on the third line, DUI less safe will merge and null pros the remaining.
Okay, I must have looked at another document that was submitted and it looked like it had on the less safe.
I don't know what document this was, Ms. Rock. If you want to review it.
I mean, if.
I have so many different DocuSigns on that, Judge, because every time somebody calls in, it knocks you out and you have to start all over. There were just a number of DocuSigns. Let me just ask the prosecutor this. Do you object to a less safe?
I don't. The defendant can plead to less safe and then the per se can merge. That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Shoot. That means I have to change my notes. Okay. All right, DUI per se will merge. And we are going to proceed on DUI less safe.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so the state is proceeding on DUI less safe. Plus, and then the remaining, and then the DUI per se will merge into the less safe charge, and the remaining charges are null pros. Correct, Ms. Rockwell?
Yes, Judge.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Ms. Womack, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and representing you is Ms. Renee Rockwell. Please unmute and raise your right hand. For purposes of this plea, do you solemnly swear and affirm that the statements you make will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, so Ms. Katsidakis, what's the recommendation for the DUI less safe?
Yes, Judge. Does the defense stipulate to a factual basis, venue, and ID?
So stipulated.
The state's recommendation for the DUI less safe is 12 months probation, serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day, balance probated, a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, a drug and alcohol evaluation, a risk reduction program, and 1 victim impact panel, license forfeiture. The DUI less safe will merge and the remaining charges will be null cost. Probation can become non-reporting upon completion of terms, Judge.
Okay. In accordance with DDS, the license suspension.
Yes.
All right. Ms. Rockwell, does your client agree to these terms?
Yes, Judge.
All right.
And she's completed all her conditions.
Okay. Ms. Womack, have you consumed any, please unmute. Have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
No.
And have you understood the proceedings so far?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with your attorney?
Yes.
And is anyone forcing you or inducing you to take this plea today?
No.
If you decide to plead guilty to DUI less safe, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial in front of a judge or a jury. You will not have the assistance of counsel to come back to court to confront your accuser, challenge the evidence brought against you, present any defenses and arguments, and have the state try to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes.
And you understand that pleading guilty to such an offense will result in your license being suspended in accordance with the rules and regulations of the Department of Driver Services.
Yes.
Okay. And so how do you plead to one count of DUI less safe?
Guilty.
All right, your sentence is 12 months probation to serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day, balance probated. Have you paid your $300 fine?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Okay, so you'll be required to pay your $300 fine while on probation. Have you done your 40 hours of community service?
Yes, I've done everything listed, including probation.
Ms. Kassidakis, do you have the 40 hours of community service?
They did email it to me.
All right, I don't have that document, so subject to that being submitted, that is still a requirement. Have you done
Yes,
your
Judge, I'm sorry, Judge, I told her that he would have to meet with probation at least one time and show them all of her compliance. And I'm sorry, Judge, I did not know we could pay ahead of time.
Well, I'll get back to that, but
Okay.
so she's done a 40 hours community service, but that is still subject to verification by the probation officer. Have you done your alcohol and drug evaluation and submitted to any treatment as required?
Yes, I've done all of the above.
And have you done your risk reduction?
Yes.
When did you do your risk reduction?
I did all of this stuff within the 12 months following this arrest. So,
Okay. Have you attended and complete a victim impact panel?
yes.
All right. So if you have completed these, you would need to have the necessary documentation to present to your probation office, and you will report to probation on Monday. That would be May 6th before 3 p.m. The probation office is located at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta. Please be sure to provide all the necessary documentation to show completion of these conditions. You also required to pay a $300 fine. You can pay your $300 fine by Monday. If probation accepts all these documents to show completion of your conditions, and it shows proof that your $300 fine is paid off, as well as any court costs and surcharges, then your probation will be non-reporting. All right. Anything else, Ms. Roper?
Yes, Judge, we are requesting an affidavit of first DUI conviction. Can you tell me how we effectively do that? Because she's gonna have to go turn her driver's license in to DDS. She knows the faster she does that,
I'm
the
granting
faster.
I'm granting an affidavit of first conviction. However, I cannot provide her with the affidavit today. She would need to come down to the clerk's office at J150 and surrender her license, at which point then she will receive the necessary affidavit. Well, it's got to be signed by me. So as soon as it's signed, she can come and pick it up, take it to the Department of Driver Services, and obtain a limited driving permit, which will only let her drive while for necessary reasons such as work, medical, school, but nothing for recreation or leisure. Anything else, Ms. Rocker?
Judge, and when she gets to when we figure that out with the clerk's office, would she be able to surrender her license there?
Yes.
Or do you want her to surrender it at DDS?
Just to surrender it to the clerk's office in order to get her affidavit to apply for a limited permit.
Judge, I will try to help her figure all that out, or call the prosecutor to figure all that out. That's the only thing I haven't mastered on this Zoom. Everything else I figured out.
You're
Thank
done,
you
dear.
so much, Judge.
All right, Ms.
Thank
Womack, you're
you.
free to go. Ms. Rockwell, enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Could somebody just email me a copy of the disposition so I could get it to her at your convenience?
All right, Ms. Bolton? Sure. Ms.
Thank you
Bolton
so
says
much,
sure
Judge.
with a smile. Look at it. She has a smiling face on Zoom. She's agreed.
Oh, That's because it's Friday, Judge. Thank you. Y'all have a good weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, that was, okay. Ms. Rosenhufer, you have an announcement?
I do, Judge. Going back to the show cause calendar, position number 1, Mr. Dennis Grant. I did speak with him and conveyed the state's plea recommendation. Miss Helen will file a substitution of counsel and request the videos in this case, just so she can go over it with him. I would request a final plea calendar.
Okay. This case is reset for a final time to the final plea calendar on August 2nd at 9 a.m. Mr. Grant? All right, please stand up. You'll have to come back to court in person on August 2nd at 9 a.m. with your new public defense attorney. Her name is Catrice Helen. And we will see you then. Thank you. Anything else?
Yes, Judge.
Here you go. Here you go.
My last announcement for now is position 5 on the final plea calendar, Miss Foreman. I believe she's currently in the diversion program, and I'm working with Miss Githia to get a restitution agreement signed. But for her purposes for being in court today, I would just ask for a compliance date or another date to come back and make sure restitution has been satisfied.
And would June 7th be adequate time?
Is June 7th enough time?
Yeah, that would be fine.
June 7th works.
Ms. Bolton, I know I'm squeezing that in there, but this is only for compliance.
Okay.
Position 5 on the final plea calendar is reset to June 7th at 1:30 p.m. And this is for compliance.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks so much.
All right, we'll see you June 7th at 1:30 p.m. Thank you.
Can you check the, because we're first they make mergers and synchronization.
The per se mergers into, yeah. Yeah.
I do. Okay. I just want to make sure.
Correct.
But I want to make sure. Yeah, let's get that updated.
Yeah. I'm just.
Give me your email. Do you have the Trace's number? I know you've been speaking. So. Try to fix it. Okay, let me write down her number. And your court date.
All right, we have Mr. Jakari Wilcox on Zoom. Mr. Wilcox, if you please start your video and unmute. Yes, counsel, how would you like to proceed with Mr. Wilcox?
As soon as I could retry this with the solicitor, I believe this is a case they intended to dismiss when it was transferred to the Superior Court. Or to the DA's office and later died in its Superior Court.
Yeah, that's what we found out. Hang on, just let me see what's the status.
You need me to do something?
Mm-mm. Counsel, your client's case has already been transferred to the Superior Court of Fulton County.
That's right.
The order was granted on December 5th, 2023. So there is no further issues to be addressed. And you will receive summons to show back up at Superior Court.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Mr. Wilcox, your attorney will speak with you. Your case has been transferred to the Superior Court of Fulton County, and that's where the open case will continue.
And Judge, apparently this has been arraigned already there. He's attended some status conferences already before I came in. Do you know if this case will be null prost of record from the state court case?
I can ask Ms. Githia. Ms. Githia, do y'all, as a matter of practice, null process state court case since it's been transferred?
What state, what is he? All
This
of
is-
this has been transferred. I'm confused on the question.
Do you null pros a state court case once it's been transferred to the Superior Court? In other words, do you close it out?
Yeah, we close it out on our end and then it's transferred to the DA's office.
What is the disposition when you close it out? Is it called a null pros?
It's not called a null pros. It's just a transfer.
Does that answer your question, sir?
I suppose so, Judge. I just don't want it to repeat itself so that the division court would issue another.
I will make a note that this case is closed on the state court end since it's now an active case in Superior Court of Fulton County.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, may I make a
Yes,
couple-
Mr. Haddad, go ahead.
Your Honor, on position 2, 3, and 4, we're working out the details, but I anticipate a plea. on
2,
the
3,
final-
and 4.
On the final plea, Judge.
Okay,
So it'd just be a few minutes as we work out the details.
that's fine. Is there a language issue?
No, Judge.
Okay,
I'm reading the email now.
And on position 15, Judge, Mr. Mitchell,
yes, sir.
he is in the courtroom, Judge. We're maintaining a not guilty plea. We can set it for jury trial whenever
All right.
the court.
Mr. Bernard Mitchell, this case is going to be scheduled for a jury trial on July 9th. And have you explained to him the jury trial process and the calendar call and the case may not go to trial on that particular date?
Yeah, we've talked,
Okay.
Judge, but in the meantime, what's gonna happen is I'll have plenty of time to talk to him and review the discovery. I generally don't like delaying cases, frankly. He's always maintaining his innocence. It's not gonna be a plea. We can set it for a final plea, but I think it's frankly a waste of the court's time because I don't anticipate a plea.
I know, but it's the state's prerogative right now.
So
Okay.
we'll set it for a jury trial, Judge.
Jury trial, July 9th at 9 a.m. See you then, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Judge. And same announcement for position number 21, Peter Seeley, Judge.
All right, sir. Peter Antonio Seeley, he's here. Okay.
Present Judge, spoke to him. I've talked to him actually last week as well. He maintains his not guilty plea and we request that it's set for a jury trial, Judge.
All right. A case management order will issue for Mr. Seeley and the case is reset for a jury trial July 9th, 2024 at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
Any questions, Mr. Seeley? You're free to go.
Judge Sean Mack on the air. Can I make an updated announcement? We are still waiting on the plea paperwork to be emailed, so I went ahead and sent my email address in the chat box. It was just letting the court and the solicitor's office know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. What's your announcement, Ms. Kassidakis?
Position 12 and 13 MAGA, they are requesting a jury trial for both cases.
Mm-hmm.
And when is that trial time?
July 9th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
All right. Miss Jamila Maga, where is she?
Right from here.
Where? All right. Miss Maga, your case is going to be scheduled for a jury trial at 9 a.m. And you're going to be back with your attorney in person. And when you come back to court, 2 things. Do not wear a hat and wear proper footwear. But that?
Yeah.
See you then.
Thank you.
Okay, the next case directed is 14 Mason. We're gonna do a jury trial on that one too.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon, sir. Jury trial?
Yes.
You're a glutton for punishment, aren't you? All right. July 9th at 9 a.m. And we're going to issue a case management order. And your client, Jasmine Mason, she's there. All right. Miss Mason, please come back to court in person, prepared for trial on that day. All right. Thank you, Ms. Don.
Jasper Perry, jury trial.
Yeah. Good morning. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Perry, President Ford.
All right, perfect.
He's at the jury.
Excellent. We will see you all for trial on July 9th at 9 a.m. And we will issue a case management order.
Right.
Thank you.
Judge, announcement on number 9. We've signed a DocuSign. I'm just hoping I did everything right and it's got to the clerk.
Oh, so do I, sir. Okay, so.
I don't trust myself at 60.
Oh, okay. I've got you down for a possible plea, so if it comes through, then we'll have the plea hearing.
Thank you, Judge.
One more announcement, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Position 19, Sampson, requesting a jury trial.
Okay. Brooke Sampson is going to issue a case management order, and the case is reset for jury trial, July 9th at 9 a.m. Both parties will need to appear in person.
She was asking if she could get like a court notice showing that she was in today for school.
She didn't get a notice of this hearing today? Okay. When you get your notice for trial, that will be your approval. So that will be your notice that then you can go. They have what? They have a deadline. Okay, if you all want to have a seat, I need to draft something up. You know, I'm the world's slowest typist, so. For position 19, Brooke Sampson. If we can. Okay. Oh, Crystal Hernandez.
Is that ready, Judge?
Yes,
Oh, yeah, a couple rounds.
sometimes we get it right.
If you could give me just 1 second, I'm responding to Mr. Haddad.
Okay.
I like to complicate things, Judge.
I can't believe I actually made the technology work.
There you go.
Be good.
Well, she helped.
Mhm.
Okay, I am ready on Ms. Hernandez.
All right. Okay, this is State versus Crystal Monique Hernandez, 21 CR 0000191Y. Ms. Hernandez is present in the courtroom with her counsel, Mr. Michael, is it Puglis?
Pugliese, but
Pugliese,
we
okay.
go close to the Pugliese will work.
All right, Puglis sounds good. Ms. Hernandez, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to counsel, and Mr. Puglis will be representing you as your advocate. This is going to be a negotiated plea hearing with regards to the charges of driving under the influence of alcohol less safe. I understand that the additional charges of speeding and driving in possession of an open alcohol container are going to be null prost. Would that be correct? Ms. Githia?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so we are proceeding on just the one count of DUI less safe. Ms. Hernandez, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Githia?
Yes, for the DUI alcohol less safe, The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 24 hours, credit for time served 24 hours, balance probated, a $300 fine to do 40 hours of community service, an alcohol drug evaluation and any required treatment, risk reduction program, 1 victim impact panel, and license forfeiture. Also, the state has no objection to it become non-reporting upon completion of the conditions.
Right.
Does the defense stipulate to the facts, venue, and ID?
We do.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Hernandez, have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
No, ma'am.
And have you understood the proceedings so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with your legal services?
Yes, ma'am.
And is anyone forcing you or inducing you to take this plea today?
No, ma'am.
If you decide to plead guilty to this charge, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial. You will
Yes,
not
ma'am.
come back to court with your attorney to have a trial in front of a judge or a jury, to be able to confront your accuser, challenge the evidence brought before you, present any defenses and arguments if you choose to do so, as well as have the state prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you prepared to waive these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that entering such a plea will result in your license being suspended in accordance with the rules of the DDS?
Yes, ma'am.
And has your attorney explained to you that entering a with a DUI conviction, it could have a negative impact upon your residency, if applicable, upon any other open cases you may have?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you still willing to move forward?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to DUI, let's say?
Guilty.
Your sentence is 12 months to serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day. The remainder of the time you'll be on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
You will report to the probation office at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta. And the date is May 6th, Monday, this coming Monday, before 3 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
While you're on probation, you will pay a $300 fine. You will complete 40 hours of voluntary community service at any nonprofit agency that's not a church and not a school.
Okay.
The supervisor must give you a written letter with the company's letterhead and a signature that you've completed at least 40 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
You also to submit to an alcohol and drug evaluation and submit to any treatment that's required.
Yes, ma'am.
This must be done within 30 days from today.
Yes, ma'am.
You're to attend and complete 1 victim impact panel, complete 1 risk reduction course, and surrender your driver's license to either the clerk's office or the Department of Driver Services.
Yes, ma'am.
And the remainder charges will be dismissed. Any questions, Mr. Puglis?
Judge, she's entitled to or eligible for a certificate of first conviction
Mhm.
for DUI. I did not prepare the paperwork, but if the court can be indulged to
I
have
will
that
grant her an affidavit of first conviction. She will need to come down to the clerk's office right in this building, J 150, first floor, surrender her driver's license, and they will give her the necessary paperwork for her to take to the Department of Driver Services, and then they will issue her a limited permit.
Okay.
And the limited permit only allows you to drive for absolutely necessary reasons, work, school, medical,
Yes, ma'am.
church, and so forth, but you cannot use it for leisure recreation
Yes, ma'am.
purposes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Yes, I do have my life. Is that the current address? Yes. You go,
You want me just to put it on
Yeah,
there?
oh, yeah, well.
Just click it on the board.
What do you make?
Only the name of the address. And then what it is.
All right, thanks.
Civil
address.
restitution. I'm like, it was like I started to correct things, but it's like, I go, and then I was like, this is.
And she's not going to meet with probation today. We'll meet Monday. 3
Monday before 3
Thank you.
p.m. Mhm.
Can I book your?
Mr. McKilney? Mr. McKilney? The plea documents have been emailed to you.
Okay, I will check right now, Judge.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Who's Mr. McKilney's client? So if you want to step outside, he's going to call you and go over the documents with you. Okay. What about Brian Scott?
I'm asking for a reset to another final plea calendar. The state hasn't been able to access incident reports, videos, all that exists in Odyssey or that they have right now is just an accusation and a witness list.
Okay, it's August 2nd
Sounds good, Judge. Thank
at
you.
9 a.m.
Sounds good.
Miss Rosenhuber, if you can chime into Mr. Haddad's ear, we are ready for the Escobar plea. Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm still sending them. I have one done. I have two more to do.
Oh, I see. Okay,
There's
then
three
not yet.
cases.
Not yet. Two more. Okay. Mr. McKilney, are we ready with your client's plea?
I believe so, Judge. I just sent back the DocuSign. I want to make sure that y'all have received it and I've gone over it with my client.
Okay. Mr. Robinson, if you'd like to come up to the podium, sir. All right, Mr. McKilney, we are addressing your client's case on the ORCA final plea calendar. This is
Right.
Position 20. No, sorry, not 20, 17. This is position 17. State versus Brian Robinson, accused of driving under the influence of alcohol per se, driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, illegal stop or standing where prohibited, and possession of an open alcohol container. Mr. Brian Robinson is present in the courtroom in person, and his counsel, Mr. Sean McKilney, is present virtually. Mr. Robinson, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and you are represented by counsel. May I place you under oath for purposes of the plea? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Let me see, are we proceeding on all 4 charges?
Just the per se, Judge, the less safe will merge, and the last one, the open container. The illegal stop will be no cost.
Okay, illegal stop is null prost. Mr. McKilney, your client is proceeding on the
Yes.
DUI per se,
That's correct, Judge, along with the open container.
and the DUI less safe will merge.
That's correct, Judge.
All right. So, Mr. Robinson, presently on the current arrangement, you would be pleading guilty to DUI per se and open alcohol container. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Hatzidakis, what's the recommendation for these 2 charges?
Yes, Judge, does the defense stipulate to a factual basis, venue, and ID?
We do stipulate, yes.
Okay, the state's recommendation for count 1, DUI per se, is 12 months probation, served 1 day in custody, credit for time served 1 day, balance probated, $300 fine, 40 hours of community service, a risk reduction program, a drug and alcohol evaluation, 1 victim impact panel, and license forfeiture. The state has no objection to probation going non-reporting upon completion of terms. Count 2, DUI less safe can merge with count 1. Count 3, illegal stop, stand, park, anywhere prohibited is null pros. And count 4, possession of an open alcohol container is a $250 fine. And nothing further from the state.
Mr. Robinson, have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
No, ma'am.
And have you understood the proceedings so far?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you satisfied with your attorney services?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anyone forcing you or inducing you to take this plea today?
No, ma'am.
And has it been explained to you that if you decide to enter a guilty plea today, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial in front of a judge or a jury, to be able to confront your accuser, challenge the evidence presented against you, present any defenses or arguments you may have, and have the state try to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt? Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And has been explained to you that a DUI conviction could have a negative impact upon any of the open cases you may have, your residency, any professional licenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you still willing to move forward with this plea freely, willingly, and knowingly?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to one count of DUI per se and one count of possession of an open alcohol container?
Guilty.
Your sentence for the DUI is 12 months to serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day. The remainder of the time will be on probation. You will report to the probation office on Monday, May 6th, before 3 p.m. at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta. While you're on probation, you will pay a $300 fine, complete 40 hours of community service with any nonprofit agency that's not a church and not a school. You must begin with a minimum of 5 hours in the first month and 5 hours thereafter, minimum. So if you want to complete all 40 hours in the first month, hurrah, okay? You're to complete a risk reduction program, submit yourself to an alcohol and drug evaluation, and complete any treatment that's required. This must be done within 30 days of today, the alcohol and drug evaluation. Attend one victim impact panel, and your Georgia driver's license will be suspended in accordance with the rules of the Georgia Department of Driver Services. The DUI less safe will merge with the per se count. The illegal stop charge is going to be dismissed, and the open alcohol container charge, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
Okay. The fine is $250. You'll be on probation to pay off that fine. And anything else, Mr. McKelney?
Yes, Judge, with respect to the certificate of first offense, we're asking for that certificate, and he understands that he can't drive on that certificate until, if Your Honor grants it, until he takes it to the Georgia DDS and they provide him the permit. But we are asking for that. And then with respect to the probation, we're asking for it to become non-reporting once he finishes the terms. I think Your Honor said that, but I just wanted to.
No, I
Sorry.
didn't, but you're correct. It is non-reporting once he has completed all the conditions of his sentences, and his probation fees, fines, and court charges are all up to date.
And he's very close to having everything done too, Judge. Just so he's taking it serious, and so we appreciate the court's consideration. I think when he meets with probation on Monday at 132 Mitchell Street, I wrote down that address for you too, Mr. Robinson. If you didn't write it down, he'll be able to hopefully close it out with probation, Judge.
Perfect. Mr. Robinson, I'm going to grant you an affidavit of first conviction, which gives you the right to have a limited driving permit from the Georgia Department of Driver Services.
Thank you.
You would need to surrender your driver's license today, and then we will grant you the affidavit. And then you can take that affidavit to the Department of Driver Services on Tuesday.
Okay.
They are closed on Mondays.
Okay.
And you can apply for your limited permit, where you're only allowed to drive for necessary reasons, medical, school, work, taking kids to school, stuff like that, but not for leisure recreational reasons.
Okay.
All right. If you have a seat, we'll give you the paperwork for probation, and Ms. Bolton will be able to do the affidavit first conviction today.
Yes.
Okay, so please hold. All right,
Judge,
Mr. McKinley.
I appreciate the courtesy as always, and thanks to the solicitor's office. Mr. Robinson, text or call me with any questions. And with respect to that certificate of first offense, after the court provides it to you today, DDS is open this afternoon. So if you can get somebody to take you to DDS, and they're almost within walking distance to you there, or you could Uber there today. They're also open on Saturdays, and the judge is right. They're not open on Monday. So hopefully you'll get that. Just make sure you're not driving to get there, as we discussed.
Okay, news to me, they're open on Saturdays, so my goodness, I could have saved myself a lot of trouble. Okay, thank you.
All right, may I be excused, Judge?
Yes, sir. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
So, Your Honor, were you saying something to me? I didn't hear you. If you're still talking to me, I can't hear you.
My bad, it was on mute.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Okay, I'm just doing a calendar call. Position 1, Dennis Grant is reset to final plea August 2nd. Position 2, Blake Severs did not appear.
State requested bench warrant.
Granted, that's a $500 surety bond. Alan Walker did not appear. Mr. Haddad?
John, did we get an update? No, he did not appear, Judge, but.
We're still trying to hear back from diversion. This one is a little bit different. I don't know with the timeline if it was done in a timely fashion, so I need to check on that.
Okay, I'm going to reset this to June 7th at 1:30 p.m. for compliance with diversion.
Thank you, Judge.
Position 4, Jakari Wilcox is transferred to the Superior Court of Fulton County. All right, moving on to the final plea calendar. Position 1, Davis is null pros. No, hang on. Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
Position 1, Davis is null pros. 2, 3, and 4 are pleas if we move forward with that. Position 5, Foreman is reset to June 7 at 1:30 p.m. for compliance. Position 6 is reset to June 7 at 1:30 p.m. due to attorney's conflict. Position 7, Alexis Gibson did not appear.
She did not appear, Judge, but Miss Helen has had contact with her. And the phone number that I have, I think Miss Helen inadvertently added a number. I've tried different iterations of it. I haven't been able to reach her, but I would ask the court to place her on a show cause calendar.
Denied. Understood. Who is responsible for this? Ms. Githia?
That's mine, Your Honor.
Are you seeking a bench warrant?
Yes, Your Honor. She was at the last hearing.
Bench warrant
The
issued?
reset.
Yeah, this is gonna be a $2,000 surety bond. Position 8 is reset to the final plea calendar, July. Is it final plea or jury trial? Richard Graham. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, August 2nd.
Okay, so it's reset to August 2nd, 9 a.m. and that's the final plea calendar. Position 9, Hernandez was a plea. Position 10, Huang is a jury trial calendar, July 9th. Position 11 is a plea for Anthony Johnson. Oh, I'm sorry, the plea was already taken before Judge Morrow. That's what I meant. Okay. 12 and 13, Maga is reset for jury trial on July 9th. 14 is reset for jury trial July 9th. 15 and 16 are reset for July trial July 9th. Position 17 was a plea. Position 18, Jacqueline Robinson did not appear. Right, bench warrant is granted. That's a $2,000 surety bond. Position 19 is reset for trial July 9th. Position 20, Brian Scott is reset for final plea August 2nd at 9 a.m. 21, Peter Seeley is reset for jury trial July 9th. 22, Solomon reset for final plea on June 7th at 1:30 p.m. Currently incarcerated at Rockdale, right, Mr. Haddad? That the one? Yeah.
23 is the one that's incarcerated in Fulton County, Judge.
And 22 is incarcerated in Rockdale.
Okay.
That would be Mr.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that was Mr. Murphy, correct. Okay. 23 is at the Rice Street Jail, and that's reset to SAP on May 9th at 9 a.m. 24, Taylor is reset final plea on August 2nd at 9 a.m. 25, Turner is reset for final plea on August 2nd. 26, Walt Hall is a jury trial on July 9th. 27, Womack was a plea. Correct, Ms. Githia?
Yes, the half I did is correct.
Okay. All right, Ms. Kassadakis, I believe that completes all your cases. You're free to go and enjoy your weekend. Cinco de
Your Honor.
Mayo.
Your Honor, before everyone leaves, a gentleman just joined the Zoom.
From Barbershop?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Yes, sir. Could you please identify yourself? Can you hear me?
He's not connected to the audio. Sir, you're not connected to the audio.
I think this might be Miss Marie's case. Atlanta or somebody bring Atlanta.
We cannot hear you. The gentleman who just showed up from Keen Cuts. Okay, there we go.
Yes, yes.
Can you identify yourself, please? Miss McLeod, is that your client?
Your Honor, this is from the status calendar. From earlier.
Mhm.
Attorney McLeod, she indicated that she spoke with her client. I thought we were going to join Zoom while we're still.
Is that Jimmy Gilmore?
Yes.
Jim Gilmore, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gilmore, is that Mr. Gilmore?
Mr. Gilmore, we can't hear you. Mr. Gilmore?
He's attempting to connect to the audio right now.
All right, who had this case, Miss Kastakis?
I had the case this morning, Your Honor.
All right,
He's connected now to the
all
audio.
right. Miss McLeod, you have a conflict, right, for June 7th, was it?
No, Your Honor, I'll be fine for June 7th. My conflict was for next week and for the 1st to the 11th of August.
Mr. Gilmore, I'm going to set aside the bench warrant for Mr. Gilmore. He needs to show up in court in person. No more Zoom. No more Zoom. Mr. Gilmore must be in court in the flesh on June 7th at 1:30 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor, and
All
we
right.
will be there.
All right, please advise him accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too.
1:30 p.m. in person only. Did you hear that, Mr. Gilmore?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, see you June 7th, 1:30 p.m. You are not allowed to use Zoom anymore. See you at 1:30 p.m. Thank you. You're free to go. Oh, my God. Okay, that's Mr. Robinson's affidavit.
Thank you.
Are we waiting on one more plea document?
For
Mr. Escobar? It's 3 cases, right? So I have one for 8131, 887.
the one that you have.
And 8888.
In the end.
No, this is a duplicate.
It is. Are you waiting for something? Yeah, I'm just paperwork. Thank you.
$888, that's the last one.
Just saying that you received official notice about the license suspension. I'm gonna give you a copy of everything. Mhm. No, yeah, go ahead and date it. The third. I'm trying to hurry up and get you out. So you make it on time. Yes, whatever.
Thank you. Yeah, have a great weekend. Thank you. Oh, it's your birthday? Oh, wow, awesome. If it was on Saturday, it would have been you would have all the Star Wars geeks after you. So, okay. Take care. Enjoy. You too.
The one I just gave you was 87.
Yeah, you gave me 887. And then I've got another 887.
And that's not.
And that's 8131. So I'm missing position 4.
88.
Yeah, 888. That's okay.
I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. You gotta make sure you have it still on.
13.
Did you find it, Ms. Bolton? I just emailed it to you.
Yeah, yes.
I just emailed it to you.
Okay, perfect. All right, Mr. Haddad and Mr. Escobar, if you'd like to come up to the podium, please. All right. We are addressing 3 separate cases with one Luis Adan Escobar, also known as Luis Escobar, also known as Luis Adan Escobar Rivera. On position 2, his case number is 22 CR 008131F, in which he's accused of simple battery and battery from a June 13th, 2022 incident. In position 3, Mr. Escobar is accused of battery, family violence, and cruelty in the 3rd degree from a May 25th, 2018 incident. And in position 4, the 3rd case, 19 CR 000888F, Mr. Escobar is accused of hindering a person from making an emergency phone call. Mr. Escobar, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Anything you choose to say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and representing you is Mr. Jawan Haddad. May I place you under oath for purposes of the plea? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, sir?
Sorry, I just want to alert the court at the appropriate time that we need to fix the community service, but I'll address that. It's supposed to be a global 40 hours community service. Because one sheet has 50, the other one has 40, but it's supposed to be a total of 40 hours community service.
All right, let me see. On 8131 is 12 months domestic violence concurrent to the other two cases. Simple battery will merge. On the second case, 887F, battery, family violence and cruelty in the third degree is 12 months to serve FVIP, 50 hours of community service, limited contact with Laura. Contact will only be related to children. Visits to take place at a home, and defendant will not check children from home. He must contact her only for the purpose of setting up a schedule regarding visitation, 2 parenting classes, and concurrent to the other 2 cases. So there's 50 hours community service in position 2, and position 3 is 40 hours of community service concurrent to the other 2 cases. So what's your argument?
So it should be 40 hours total.
So there shouldn't be an additional 50 hours?
That is correct, Judge. That was, she cut and pasted, we had negotiated, Judge, so.
Ms. Githia?
That is correct. It should be 40.
All right, so I'm going to cross out the 50 hours community service from case 887F.
And I've explained to Mr. Escobar that the FVIP or the DVIP, he only has to take it once as part of the global plea, because it's a little bit unclear. I mean, sometimes it sounds like he has to take it again.
He only has to do one set of 26 classes.
24, I believe.
Oh, 24.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I cleared that up. I just want.
That microphone's really not liking you today. All right. Okay. With that correction, anything else to be amended?
The only other correction, it says no contact. It actually, all of them should be limited contact.
Thank you for catching it.
Is it limited contact for visitation with kids?
Correct. But I'm sorry, no, the limited contact is with Laura Garcia. The contact is limited to just conversations regarding the children and him going to her residence to visit the children. That's the only.
Yeah, that's what I meant for visitation with
yes.
kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so limited contact, and I need to amend it here too. Position 888, is that the same thing?
Correct.
Limited contact with victim Laura Garcia for visitation with kids. All right. All right. Mr. Escobar, may I place you on, did I place you on the oath? Not yet, right? I did? Okay. Okay, Ms. Githia, what are the terms for all 3 cases?
Okay, and I guess it's Friday afternoon, it's late. You swore me in. I don't recall it, but okay. So the battery is 12 months probation. I'm sorry. For 22 CR 008131F. It is battery is 12 months probation, family violence intervention program, limited contact with the victim, Laura Rodriguez, and that is concurrent to 19 CR 000887F and 19 CR 000888F. The simple battery will merge.
And is Laura Rodriguez the same person as Laura Garcia?
I am almost certain they are. We tried to reach out.
Mr. Haddad, is there only one victim?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Is Laura Garcia the same person as Laura Rodriguez?
I don't know who's Rodriguez is.
You better know, because then I won't do this plea.
Rodriguez, I don't know who he is.
Judge, it is the same, it is this.
You were arrested in 3 cases. Did
Yes.
all 3 cases involve the your children's mother?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your children's mother's name?
Laura Garcia.
Laura Garcia.
Yes.
This,
And Your Honor, we waive any defects in the accusations.
okay, appreciate it. So with victim Laura Rodriguez, and I'm going to put a note here, AKA Laura Garcia.
Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, and then what's the recommendation for 887F? The second case.
Yes. It is for the battery, family violence, and cruelty to children. 12 months to serve 5 days, credit for time served 5 days, balance probated, family violence intervention program, 40 hours of community service, limited contact with Laura Garcia, also known as Laura Rodriguez. The contact was limited to, related to the children, visits to take place at her home, and he is to not take the children from the home, and must contact her prior to set it. He must contact her prior solely for the purpose of setting up scheduled meetings.
Okay.
And 2 parenting classes. And that's concurrent to 19 CR 00088F and 22 CR 008131F.
Okay. And the third case, hindering a person from making an emergency phone call?
That's 12 months probation, 40 hours community service, limited contact, and it's concurrent to 22 CR 008131F and 19 CR 000887F. And does the defense stipulate to the facts, venue, and ID?
Stipulate for purposes of the plea.
Okay. Mr. Escobar, I honestly don't remember placing you under oath. Just out of abundance of caution, let me do it again. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have you consumed any alcohol or medicine recently?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and have you understood what's been going on in all your 3 cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've had quite a few problems with Laura. And if you don't fix this by following these orders, you could end up being in jail.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you satisfied with your legal services?
Yes, Your Honor.
No?
She's asking you if you're satisfied with my.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I must understand it.
All right. And is someone forcing you to plead guilty today?
No, Your Honor.
All right. If you decide to plead guilty to these charges, you would have to give up your right to go back to court and have a trial.
Yes.
You will not be able to have a trial before a jury. You will not be able to confront the person accusing you of these charges. You will not be able to see the evidence that's brought against you. You cannot present your defenses or any arguments you may have. And the state will not have to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead? In position number 2, to 1 count of battery.
Guilty.
The simple battery charge will merge. Your sentence is 12 months probation. You report to probation on Monday, this coming Monday, May 6th, before 3 p.m. And once you are on probation, you must start the domestic violence classes. Those are 24 classes. And you must begin within 30 days from today. So you must enroll in those classes. If you don't know where to go, ask probation for a list of those schools. You are only to contact Laura Garcia to set up a time to visit the children. And the schedule will be strictly her choice. All right? And the visitation must be done at her home. And when she says the visit's over, you must leave. And you cannot take the children with you.
That's right.
Okay. And this will be at the same time with your other 2 cases. All right? In case 19 CR 887F, how do you plead to battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree?
Guilty.
On the battery, family violence is 12 months to serve 5 days, credit for time served 5 days, so you don't have any jail time. but you will be on probation. You have to do that same domestic violence classes only one time. Those classes apply to all 3 cases.
Thank you.
Okay? Again, limited contact with Laura, only for visitation with children. You cannot take the children away from the home, and she can control the entire visitation. If she says it's time for you to leave, you must leave. No argument. And you must contact her by phone or by text or WhatsApp, however you communicate, only to set up the visitation, okay? And remember, you cannot have any arguments with her. No physical, no verbal altercation. While you're on probation, you must also take 2 parenting classes, and probation can offer you the schools where you can go to take 2 parenting classes. Those classes must begin within 60 days of being released. And this is the same for all 3 cases. In case 19 CR 888F, how do you plead from hindering a person from making an emergency phone call?
Guilty.
Your sentence is 12 months on probation, where you must do 40 hours of voluntary community service. And that community service can be done with any nonprofit agency that's not a church and not a school. And you must begin within the first month with doing a minimum of 5 hours and a minimum of 5 hours every month. Same issue with contact with Laura, same thing in all 3 cases. Mr. Escobar, this is very concerning that you've had a conflict with the mother of your children. Are you married to her?
No, ma'am.
All right. Have you filed a legitimation action with the Superior Court of Fulton County?
Yes, Your Honor.
You did? Do you understand what I mean by legitimation action? If you don't, you can be honest with me.
No, I don't, ma'am.
You never filed one, or you don't understand?
I did fail one, yeah, before.
Has it gone through?
I went over all that,
Okay. Well, if you haven't got a court order yet,
yeah.
technically speaking and legally speaking, the only person who's in charge of the children is Laura.
Right.
You have no say-so where the children are concerned.
Right.
So if you want to have visitation and custody, you need to talk to an attorney on how to get one. All right? Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
And here we go with the 3 pleas. All right, Ms. Kithia, thank you very much. You are free to go. We are concluded. Thank you, Mr. Glanville. Thank you,
Everybody
Mr.
have a
Hobart.
good weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you.